Lindsay, I guess again, looking at the collection, there's been everything there from Bentleys, Ferraris, Jaguar, Porsche, Rolls-Royce, Mercedes-Benz. In fact, it's one of the largest Mercedes-Benz collections outside of Germany, isn't it?
Well, one of the classic cars there is an A series,
yeah,
with an engine in the front and an engine in the back.
Really?
Which drives the things independently on a four-wheel drive basis.
Yep.
It's a quite incredible car. And there's only two in the world, one in the German museum,
yep,
and one in ours.
Wow, that's amazing. So again, and I think the other interesting car I saw there too was the, well, I guess the famous Porsche 550 that James Dean obviously owned as well, and the car you've got is the one after the one he had, which is quite, I think his was number 55 and yours is 56.
Yeah, it's the 550 RSK and there's the 550 Spider. They're both probably magnificent collections. One of those cars was driven by Sterling Moss.
Oh, brilliant.
He won the New Zealand Grand Prix. You know.
There's such great history in cars, isn't there? It just takes you back to a different time, and I think that was the thing I know from just people I've been speaking to, you know, that cars represent that certain period of time and fond memories for them as well.
Well, there's Richard Starkey's Mercedes-Benz, which is a long wheelbase 600.
Really?
Yeah, Ringo Starr.
Fantastic.
Really. We know him as Ringo Starr. His name was Richard Starkey.
Of course.
I think the back seat of that would be able to tell a tale.
There could have been a few hard days, nights in there, you think?
There'd be no question. Then there was Bing Crosby's car. Then there was the German ambassador to England in 1937,
really?
Which is a beautiful Mercedes-Benz, a 540K.
Yeah.
There are the Jaguars, the XJ220, the XJK15,
yep,
which were the race cars. They built a limited number of both of those.
Yes.
There's one of each there. They're both 200 mile an hour plus cars.
Mm.
There's the Godzilla Nissan,
yes,
which won Bathurst. Then there's a whole batch of other cars. There's virtually every sports car that Mercedes-Benz have made.
Just incredible. And for listeners, if you're looking for more information on that, just the mention of the website is www.foxcollection.org.au. Lindsay, the other aspect, of course, is places like, and you're interested in venues like Phillip Island and the Auto Alley development in Melbourne. What's next, do you think?
Well, Phillip Island's fantastic. It's a great facility.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
They use it for the Grand Prix of the motorbikes, and they now use it for most of the Super 8 V8 racing.
Mm.
But as well as that, there are these high-performance go-karts, which do up to about 80 mile an hour. And if you're lucky, you can take them out on the track and have a boys' day. There's a little track, and then there's the race track. But they're very special to do. And on the other side of the bay, at Anglesey, we have 2,500 acres of training facilities with 110 kilometres of road and track.
I did a launch there for a car company years and years ago, and it just blew me away that the facilities that were at that particular venue. That was just incredible, and Phillip Island as well. I don't think there's any better shot, if from a car racing perspective, to come through that corner onto the straight and literally see the ocean dropping off the hill in front of you. It's just an amazing
circuit. It's very good. One of my kids come out of that quite all right, but as he was going up the back straight,
right,
I think he went into a turn at about 150 instead of 50.
Oh dear.
And I think the Mercedes pieces are still all over the place.
Oh no. You wouldn't want to be making the phone call back after that.
Yeah, he did. He rang Mercedes and said, I want to replace it. They said, no, that's all right.
Lindsay,
it helps if you buy 1,000 trucks.
It does give you a certain sort of clout, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, Russ.
I want to, I suppose, talk about a couple of things, and I know you've been involved in so many different things apart from the Lynn Fox Group, and just looking at the CV of the other things that you do, you're an incredibly busy man. How do you fit it all in?
Good question, Russ. I just spoke to two of my sons out in the adjacent office, And I said, well, I'm retiring. And they looked at me and said, you told us that when you were 40. I said, no, well, at the moment my time isn't my time, so I'm going to do something about it.
Yeah.
Because I ultimately get overcommitted because I find it difficult to say no to people, particularly somebody I either went to school with, played football with, or grew up.
Yeah.
Because it's very important to hold your relationships with your old mates. You cut away your foundations or the roots of the tree dies.
Yes.
You can't lose or forget where you came from, and because you haven't spoken to somebody for 20 or 30 years, or 40 or 50 or 60 years, if they were one of your mates at school, they're still one of your mates going forward.
Yeah. I read some great business philosophies of yours, and again, I think this is the interesting thing from success stories like yours, that the sort of things of those old sayings of, the harder I work, the luckier I get, and having those three pillars of integrity, trust, and loyalty. Those things are really what the whole concept is built on, isn't it?
Well, the foundations of our business has certainly been on the till principle, which was trust, integrity, and loyalty. Give me somebody with 100% loyalty and 85% trust before I'll go on the other base of the other way around.
And I guess from a business perspective, what advice would you have to somebody who was looking to start off?
Don't duplicate your mistakes.
Learn from them.
Celebrate and say, I'm not going to do that one again.
Yeah.
And then you're certainly heading in the right direction. And these days, there are still scope and opportunities, but you've got to be an individual that can understand what the outcome of what you're doing. And if you understand that, you've got a chance. But if you don't, you're going to get into trouble. In the trucking business, 16,000 owner-drivers go broke each year.
Yeah.
And the reality is there's just not enough scope to make the thing work effectively or properly.
Lindsay, I could talk to you for hours. I greatly appreciate your time. As I said, I know you're an extremely busy man, but I want to thank you for joining us on Motor Talk and sharing your history, or some of your history, and obviously some of those, I guess, pearls of wisdom from a business perspective. And it'd be great if we could stay in touch and maybe chat again sometime soon. Yeah,
well, when you're ready, Russ, come over here and we'll take you to a couple of the facilities and you'll have a go.
Oh, that'd be great, Lindsay. Really appreciate it.
They'd be delighted to do it.
Fantastic, mate. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Russell.
All the best. Take care.
Thank you.